in and off the show with this. Kappa facts. Caitlin Clark should have
Oh,
not received a sneaker deal before the likes of a Asia Wilson. Kappa facts.
I feel like it could
oh,
be both, honestly. Like it's facts because Asia should have been got one. She's the best player in the league. But then it's cap because in this current day and age, like Caitlin's the face of women's basketball right now, and that's like to the fault of the WNBA and how they market their players and all that stuff. For a college kid coming in to already be bigger than your league, I mean, they have to capitalize on it. They have to monetize it. They have to try to ride this wave of Caitlin Clark into more sustainability, more marketability for the WNBA, maybe more eyes on them, and that'll help them in the long run. I mean, that's what they're trying to do. I, I don't think you give her that big of a bag if you don't see the writing on the wall that she's the one who's going to be able to lift this league into a new age.
She gotta get the chosen one tatted on the top of her back.
No, I'm not
it's
going to say it.
it's capped to me. Asia Wilson should not have gotten a shoe deal before she did. Not because she's not deserving of an actual shoe deal. Her play makes it that she's deserving of a shoe deal. Yes, she is. She's a great player. She's been the best player in WNBA for quite a while. It ain't about that. Ain't nobody buying Asia Wilson sneakers though. If you put them on a shelf, whose shoes you're gonna buy? You're gonna go buy Caitlin Clark shoes. That's just the reality of it. I'm sorry, you're gonna do that. And there's a lot of different angles you can take this conversation from. I've been watching the landscape of women's basketball more closely lately, and there's no denying that Caitlin Clark is the woman who's going to save that sport. She's going to save women's basketball. She just is. I mean, she's made for this. The way she handles herself on the podium, all that stuff. I have nothing but nice things to say about her, and she's a great player. And I think that there's something to be said about a perimeter player who can shoot the ball from 30, 40 feet the way she does. We've seen this movie before with Steph Curry. People gravitate towards it. And so it's easy to sell that player in the modern day of basketball the way she plays, right? She's fun to watch. She's got and it's not even like she's like super shifty or nothing like that either, but she's got enough in the bag of tricks with that deep shooting that makes her special. I do think she'll struggle in year one in the WNBA. I do think they're going to rough her up a little bit. I do think that she has a target on her back. I think that there are WNBA players who are not happy about the fact that we're coordinating her as a society as the next as the Jordan, the LeBron of the league before she gets there. There are plenty of girls who don't like that. Only one WNBA player ever has ever come in and dominated off the rip year one. Candace Parker. That's from what I understand. She was her Hermithy, if you will.
Candace Parker,
That was
Lisa
her.
Leslie.
Lisa Leslie as well, right? So she will struggle. She's gonna run into her fair share of obstacles as a rookie, and that's normal. That's fine. But in terms of the eyeballs and the attraction that she's gonna bring to the league, there's a reason why Nike paid her $20 million off the rip. There's a reason why they outbid Steph Curry and Under Armour for her services because they're gonna sell a lot of shoes behind her name, right? Because it's the perfect storm. It's the social media era, growing up in that era, coming up playing at Iowa, where she was the hometown hero, and the whole community came because there ain't nothing better to do in Iowa besides watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. So they all came out and watched her play. And then, the fact that, again, like I think Angel Reese and LSU have a lot to do with this too. It was the perfect powder keg where she had a real rival established in college basketball that she got to go up against and beat and slay that dragon after losing to them. It's the perfect story. And she's white. It helps. She's white. Let's just be honest. Her being white helps. It being white is never a bad thing in these scenarios, the way this country works. So I get it from that aspect of it. And I think where my question comes up, and I don't want to pose a question to you, but this is just where my mind's been going. Sabrina Ionescu got a signature shoe,
Hmm?
right? She got a signature shoe before Asia Wilson, right? And because Asia Wilson doesn't have one. So why are they marketing these white players better than they are their black players? That's the thing I don't understand. I don't understand that. Now, I know how the country works. I'm not an idiot. It's because they're white. It helps. but she's not a better player than Asia Wilson is. Why is she more popular with the American viewer than Asia Wilson is? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that thing doesn't make any sense. I understand Caitlin Clark. It's a one-off situation. You know, she just happens to be white, but she's nice. So it's different. And Sabrina Ionescu is a really good player, but she ain't on the Asia Wilson tier. At least Caitlin Clark, we know she's gonna be in that conversation soon. Hopefully, for her sake.
For her sake.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think it's a win for the WNBA across the board. I do believe that Asia Wilson should have a signature shoe, and Nike dropped the ball and should have been got her signature shoe, so this wouldn't be a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to the Caitlin Clark shoe because Nike, they got the Victor Wembanyama logo right, so I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with Caitlin Clark. The commercials that they had, just already ready once she won, they gonna do this right.
The rollout's gonna be amazing.
It's going to be absolutely beautiful. What are you about to say?
I don't. There's something to me about them. The way they roll out the red carpet for their white players versus the black players, and there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I think about that I'm not going to say on the podcast as to why this might be the case, right? Like, why? Because image is everything, and I understand that, and so it's important when you're rolling out a brand. But Asia Wilson would be a great representative for Nike. So I know her popularity isn't there in the way that it was for Ionescu, because Ionescu's allegiance with Kobe makes her more popular. I think that helped. I do think that helped. But it's just interesting to me, man. It just is.
Oh no, we could definitely dive into it deeper. Don't have to be next week. It could be something we table to have a conversation with of why that happens. WNBA season, what, a month or two out, so we could dive into that maybe when the season starts.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll be talking NBA this year. Holy shit. That's where I'm at. Where I'm at. I wasn't even watching it last year, bro. I'm gonna watch it this year though. No, I'm gonna watch it.
Hey, that's perfect. We love it.